Oh, people, I'm on 31, close to Pigeon Roost. It seemed like they got an accident. It looks like they got the roadblock. Where's that idiot think he going? It had Scottsburg, it had Scottsburg plates on it. I don't know if it's a fireman or a family member or what. It looked, I don't know. It looked like a wreck. If you look at it later, it looked like an SUV, kind of maybe a red or maroon one, right up there by that Pigeon Roost historic place, history place. And I'm going to turn my four-way flashers on. Everybody's turning around. But Amazon deliver that USB to internet through the post office. The Cat 8 was supposed to be in there yesterday, and I checked it, and it's supposed to be delivered today. But the email I got yesterday morning said it was supposed to be delivered yesterday. So it's going to be delivered between 1:30 and 4 o'clock. Sorry I wasn't on last night. I told you if I ain't on, I probably lost the internet. That's what happened. I lost the internet at 5 o'clock. I checked it at 8 o'clock. It was still off, so I fell asleep. And I said, "Fully on it. I'm sorry, but there ain't nothing I can do." I'm sitting on 31 North in Scott County, maybe about 18th mile north of County Line Road, but I'm in Scott County. It looked like they got two ambulances up there, it looks like. Well, I did give my car a little time to warm up since today is food stamp day. I'm going to go to Walmart and probably get me another thing of meatloaf and maybe another 20 fork of Pepsi Zero. I heard on the news on the radio it's supposed to get down in the 20s tonight. That means I'm going to have to turn my furnace on. It's going to be cold, people. I thought it was springtime. Hello, 7:00 time. 7:09. 7:00. Oh, Lordy. I'm sitting in the traffic. They had, I guess, a wreck. Because people likes to pass here on the double yellow line. Why, I don't know. We got crazy people here in the United States. You know, I don't see no tow truck. And I'm looking up. It looked like we got two semis and I don't know what in front of them besides this Chevy pickup truck. And the county deputy sheriff in the black pickup truck. They got one on the other end blocking traffic. Yeah, that's what it does look like. Somebody got in an accident. I don't remember hearing anything, but I was busy feeding the cats and all this. If I knew that, I would went the other way, out the country roads. But this is quicker, because you're doing 55 and the country road is about 30, and sometimes you have to stop and let the other cars pass because it's not wide enough. But Scott County said the speed limit is 55 on those back roads. I think that's weird, but I think I figure out who my troll and troublemaker and thumbs down person is. I won't answer like I say, it's a long story. I'll call it sexual harassment and stalking me. Thought the person was a pretty nice person, but I think YouTube blocked him. I'm not sure. That person could lose his YouTube channel because it's not following my community guidelines. No cussing, no sexual harassment, God's YouTube channel. And I don't go for that stuff, people. I don't care if you're a gay person or a lesbian. Don't bring it into my chat, because there's people, I got some friends who's gay and lesbians, but they stay to themselves. They don't force their stuff on me. I'm looking behind me and cars are turning around. They got both ambulances up there now. They had one back farther. And that gives time for my car to warm up because my feet's cold and I got my socks on. But I ain't seen no tow truck. We about halfway between Underwood and Scottsburg. That on Highway 31 northbound. It looked like that red SUV back in is facing towards the east. I don't know if a deer ran out in front of him or what. Anything's possible on these highways here. Deer crossings, raccoons getting run over, possums getting run over. But I've never seen a skunk get run over up here in this area. I'm going to pull up a little bit when it... That's a nice ship. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 vehicles behind me. One of them's a 18-wheeler. Lucky there ain't a wreck on 65 between the 19 and 30 mile mark, because this place will be busy behind me of all kinds of traffic since they don't know the back roads. When I first moved in here, people, I didn't know the back roads, but I do now. The water has went down in my yard since it stopped raining sometime last night. But I guess these cable lines, when they get soaked, maybe it shorts things out. But when you got Spectrum and Charter, there's three of them is owned by the same company. I think that's illegal in my book. If you go back 30 plus years, you had the telephone company, AT&T, Ma Bell, and all these different phone companies. I get online and get all of these spam calls. I hate this. Some people, some YouTubers that does stuff like this, they would pull over and walk up there. But I'm not going to do that. I left my glasses in my other Lincoln City Guest jacket. Well, 709, he been giving me the thumbs down, sending me emails, texting me, but I made a mistake. I got nothing against gay people. Just don't involve me in it. He wants to do this and that to me. I don't go for that stuff. What you do in private is your business, but I don't want that crap. I complained to YouTube and gave them my idea who it was, but, I guess YouTube blocked them from my channel because of sexual harassment and stalking me. If they did, it's okay. At first, he was pretty nice. And, like I say, don't tell me on my YouTube channel, people, if you're gay or what. Because people get mad and they start hate stuff, fighting. That don't go on my YouTube. I run this way that God would want you to run it. Be good, be polite. And one of my trolls was a 12 and 13-year-old person with different names. I think they counted up to 5. Might has more because all 5 of them has been blocked by YouTube because of harassment and stalking me. They're talking about losing their YouTube channel. What would a 12-year-old boy do without a YouTube channel? But to be up here, it's not made for children. And how they get on YouTube, the way I read YouTube rules, is that the parents has to set it up or be there, the guardian or somebody's screwing up. I don't know if it's YouTube or who's doing it. Well, that must be the parent of, because they just put a kid into a pickup truck that went past me. Now I got two 18-wheelers behind, back. Like I say, right now, I've only seen one vehicle because I can't get no closer. Some of those other YouTubers will pull over in the grass and walk up there. I'm not going to do that because you just ask for trouble. Yep, I even blocked the email. I don't go for it. That person keep pushing it. And funny thing about it, he lives in Indiana. He lives north of me in Indiana. I guess I could call the sheriff's department where he lives and file a stalking and harassment count on him. I don't want to do that. I know how those people feels in Florida in Otters Creek. What the hell's that turtle lady stalking them there, and like that, threatening them, with a protected order, restraining order. The cops is supposed to take the guns away, but Levy County, Florida, they're a crooked county. They're crooked. They haven't took the guns away from JC. That's all I'm going to say, JC. That's his first name and last name. Only went 0.8 of a mile since I left my house. Like I say, I'm planning to go to Walmart and get me maybe another meatloaf, mashed potatoes, have my son maybe fix it. I thought today was probably Tuesday and it's Monday. One ambulance is turning around. I like the ambulance up here in Scott County. They're decorated different from any other ambulance. Maybe, the Scottsburg High School on it. I like. Yeah, that's a maroon SUV. I don't see any other vehicle. I do see a tow truck up there by the meat wagon. I'm gonna roll my windows down because people, for safety reasons, when you sit in the traffic jam like this, have your windows down a little bit in case you got an exhaust leak on your vehicle. you can get carbon dioxide, Be smart, you know. It looked like there's only one vehicle. I don't know what happened. Like that. But these police officers, people, I know, you got bad police officers. Every state got bad police officers. It looked like they got 2 tow trucks. It must be 2 vehicles, but you see what I see. I wasn't going to film going to Walmart, but since they had a wreck, and I hope this gets a whole lot of views, like that. That's why I do that, to help get my watch hours up and bring you stuff to like. And 709, I got a question for you. You're smarter than I am. Since I got that USB to Ethernet deal, I got it plugged in, but I can't run the Cat 8 until this afternoon. It'd be here somewhere between 1 and 4 o'clock. What this idiot doing? I think that's the guy that lives up by me. He's on the fire department. He's kind of late in my book. A couple of years ago, where he lived, I'm not going to mention the road, his trailer or house burnt. And it took a while for, I guess, the insurance company to, to clean it up and set a new foundation with water line, a new septic tank, bring everything up to code. And it looked like a double wide mobile home, put up. I would have built a house. I just don't like trailers. Because trailers, from what I've seen in my lifetime, it takes about 3 minutes to really burn to the ground, 3 to 5 minutes. So you got about 3 minutes to get out of it. Or less. They're not safe in my book. Maybe they update it in the last 5 years or so. More fire-treated stuff and insulation. It looked like maybe got T-boned if you look at the driver's door, but I can't tell if the damage was before or after. It looked like the driver's door got hit. That's what it looks like. And the other tow truck, I guess, is picking up another vehicle. I'm not sure. But hit it because I only see that one vehicle. Plus, I see the other tow truck up there. But you got midnight. Number 2 tow truck, I don't think it's good as I roll back. When I get the Cat 8 and plug it into that, USB to and then damage. But that number 1 rolled back, it looked like maybe but I don't know. The mile, they still on there because it shows them, I don't know about those computer logbooks. I know 1 or 2 of these deputies in Scott County, I don't like them. But like I say, you got 1 or 2 of them. I never had any problem with Scottsburg PD. They're pretty nice. Oh, people, hey, when you go to buy a new vehicle, my son was telling me about that last night. Make sure you know everything about a new vehicle. This person brought a new vehicle, and he was gonna put some air in the tires. Couldn't find a valve stem. And he called his mechanic and asked him to look for it. He rubbed his hand around the whole rim and couldn't find it. Oh, it looked like somebody was going to pass. That's what it looked like by the skid marks. It was sitting right here. And like I say, you see a double yellow line. And on the southbound side, oh, there's glass all over the road. Oh, Lordy, hope I don't get a flat. Why didn't the tow truck people sweep the glass off or take a leaf blower and blow it off? Pigeon Roost, that's what this little road to the right is called. It was south. People, when I get to Walmart, I'm going to end the video. I see they took the flood signs down because it was flooded the other night. Through here and up through the bridge. That bridge up here. I want to thank you all for joining me for the last, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. at the JC store. You know, I know what I'm going to get at the Walmart, but something tells me to stop at the JC store in Scottsburg. I had a couple of raccoons come up and visit last night to drink a little milk and maybe not. I didn't have that much cat food out there. I tapped on the window and it took off. And later on I went back and there was I guess another raccoon. I tapped on the window. It just looked at me, so maybe that's a little friendly one. People, I've been told here in Scott County, Scottsburg area, maybe 100 or so years ago, before it came a city, it used to be a lake. I don't know, I never did research it. I wouldn't know how to do it, but that's what I've been told, just passing the dollar store there at Leota Road. I got around 10:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think his clock is a little fast. We coming up on MCC Multicolor Corporation on the right. Yeah, MCC. And on the left, we get ready to pass Scottsburg City Electric Company. You know, I thought maybe they'd be on Duke or RMC or something like that. But Scottsburg has their own electric company. That's the first city that I know have their own electric company. I didn't know that. So not even back in my younger days. I hate to see what the gasoline price, instead of going down, it's going up. I guess that's these gas companies, oil companies owned by Democrats, I would say, trying to get us mad at the President Trump. It's 309. It came down maybe 15 to 20 cents. Diesel fuel is $3.67. Just passing the rock. Coming up on Scottsburg High School. You know, kind of purple, I guess the color is purple and yellow, I think. Donuts. They got AutoZone, Marathon. There's a Scott's Ace Hardware store on the right with some new lawnmowers. I wish I had the money to buy a zero turn, the commercial type, because the commercial type has the roll bars on it, people. Snub-nosed school bus. I guess they going back to them, because I know when I was young, they used to have plenty of them snub-nosed school buses. Now it look like they're bringing them back. I even looked for my stupid sunglasses. Thick. I had to turn my heat on before I left. I had it off over a month because it'd been around 60 degrees. I think it's time for me to get a new cable. I like the one I see on TikTok that it's kind of like a magnet. It's black and it got that heavy duty wire like the military use, but I can't afford to spare any money right now. I done bought a couple of things, so I can't really afford that. I might ask my son to look it up. There's a FedEx truck. Hopefully that's the one ain't coming to my house. They said between 1 and 4 o'clock, so. $308 up here that I guess it's Murphy's or something here at the Walmart store. I think it's Murphy's. Yeah, Murphy's. There's so many handicapped people in Scott County. Backhoe. I'll catch you all later. Bye. I love you all. I'm at the Walmart in Scottsburg.